Shalom, Shalom, Akim, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Shem, Harakak, Wadash, Barakatham. Just wanted to, share a few spiritual words on tithing and, offerings unto Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shah. First thing is that it is a commandment. It is not optional for brothers to tithe, okay? The sacrifice of Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shah, his life was brought at was given at a price in which we are now paying in return for all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the mercy, the forgiveness, the grace, all of these attributes in which Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is giving us through Yahweh Shai. The tithes and offerings are to show a reverence and a appreciation in being grateful for the sacrifice of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, allowing us back into this ministry, back into this fold, back into his good graces. You know what I'm saying? Because 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to die horrible deaths. Okay. And so the reason why, like I said, I'm going into tithing is because I think it kind of, goes under the radar at times, and it's not as much focus being placed on it. But, I'm going to quote a couple of scriptures as far as in the book of Jeremiah, the 49th chapter and the 9th verse, and Obadiah, the 1st chapter and the 5th verse, where it talks about, those grape gatherers and how they would, in ancient times, the reason why the harvest was so plenteous is because those in which that were not as fortunate as far as having a plenteous, a fruitful harvest or a bountiful, a fruitful bow, as far as being able to provide for themselves, the grapes will be left to where the poor of the nation of Israel would be able to actually gather those grapes. But, there were people, amongst our nation that were not actually using integrity as they were utilizing that option of gathering those grapes. Now, the reason why I say that is because that is essentially how our people now are not giving honor and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They just taking and taking and taking of this holy, wonderful blessing and spirit of being called and being anointed as the hopeful elect, but yet and still the service and the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is in action and in deed. Okay, so yeah, of course, we have our commandment in order of doing videos and going out on the highways and byways and prophesying. But in your daily walk, that relationship in which we have with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that price has to be paid. And our offerings and our tithes represent, the willingness of being obedient unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So like I said, just a few spiritual words in that regard. And then I'm gonna also quote John, the 10th chapter, where it talks about if a man come up another way, roughly paraphrasing, he is a robber and a thief. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially that's what you're doing, man. We all understand the scriptures as it pertains to tithing. Okay. Now, does that mean that if you don't tithe on a certain schedule and all the rest of that you're wicked? Nah, but like the effort in which Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has given us as far as tithing is concerned, that should be whole and true, In the same way in which you show up to camp, it should be in the same way in which you should tithe, okay? It should be a concentrated effort, a focused effort for you to make an offering towards Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, And I speak on behalf of myself through the Spirit, Lord willing. I'm setting the best example of providing what can be provided. But I also know this. And let me say this, brothers can't be having fresh gear, brothers can't be, always, going in the treasury and things of that sort. And you're not putting forth any effort, man, and if your lifestyle, as far as, maybe you are not conducting yourself in the world to where you can maintain a job or things of that sort, then you need to examine yourself. Okay. Because you can't be settled on your leads just because possibly, your job situation isn't the way it's supposed to be. If you have a working vehicle through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, You can do Lyft and Uber Eats and all types of other servicing type of jobs to where you can keep that offering, that tithe of Yahweh Shem Yahushua true. Okay, so yeah, there's no excuse for not tithing, none whatsoever through the Spirit, you know. And if there is, I suggest brothers to talk with their heads and get a program down, because any offering you make toward Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's going to double, triple, and quadruple it. That's why in the scriptures where it talks about, when apostles and the disciples were asking, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we have forsaken all, what shall we then have, in the kingdom, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, you're going to have 100-fold, 1,000-fold, all of these things and so much more. So, I just wanted to share that real quick, through the Spirit, because essentially, yeah, like I said, it's a commandment, man, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. And like I said, through the Spirit, man, that's what those wicked scribes and Pharisees were doing, man. They had made Yahweh Shem Yahushua's house, a den of thieves. You know what I'm saying? Because they were taking the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and then using it for their own benefit, man. And we should be a better example of that, man. We should be the counter example of what the quote unquote church does. You know what I'm saying? They take tithes and they offer it unto Baal. So are you telling me that with Yahweh Shem Yahushua giving us all this wisdom and knowledge and understanding that we don't have a system to where we can make those tithes and offerings unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which supersede the wickedness of the quote unquote church? It's just something to think about, brothers. You know what I'm saying? In the last verse I want to go into, I'm actually going to read. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 9, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, "But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap bountifully." Those are your tithes. Those are your offerings. It's not just on a system type basis. Hey, do what you can. Give unto the Lord as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, as scripture says, seek ye out the Lord, while he may be found. Well, Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us his names, that understanding of where we can relate to him, but not just in the fact that we're doing the work, and we're being contrite, but also in deeds as far as tithes and offerings are concerned. Okay? Read that again. 2 Corinthians 9 and 6. "But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap bountifully. Every man according as he proposeth in his heart. So let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for Yahweh loveth a cheerful giver." And that's the whole point, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us this access to come back unto him and to worship him in sincerity and truth. But likewise, your actions, your deed, your behavior should also reflect that in tithes and offerings. So really, that's all I wanted to say. Lord willing, you brothers are doing well through the Spirit. Once again, call halal like Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, by Shem HaRakak. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.
Deck. You do have a deck, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, deck lines up straight like that, right? To the right of it and to the left of it are pockets, right? In those pockets are money. Look in either one of them, pay the bill.